Well, guys, there has been tornadoes at Inanda. There's been floods down the lower south coast. The water is brown. The sardines are gone. But I guarantee you, there will be fish this weekend. So I have chatted with correspondents, reporters, sardine netters, and what I can tell you is that all predictions say there will be fishing this weekend. So, yes, the seas are rough, the seas are dirty, there's a lot of turning in the water, but it's all settling in. And we're going to talk about all of this amongst all the areas as we get on in the show. But before we do, here's a special thanks to our sponsors, the Kingfisher. Now, speaking of the Kingfisher, guys, they've got their birthday sale, 25% off everything, excluding Shimano rods and reels. That's on 15% off. And it does exclude bait as well as gift vouchers. But apart from that, they are open till Sunday, all their branches. So check them out. It is their birthday sale. That is literally 20% off everything from a pack of swivels to a BG reel. I'll put it that way. So pretty much everything you could look for, you're getting 25% off. Then, special thanks to our new sponsors, CMH Pinetown. That's Proton, Nissan, and Mitsubishi. Guys, check out our new ride. Yes, big up to our new sponsors. Thank you for putting us on some really cool wheels to go and find that fish. So, guys, let's get on with the show. Starting off down the south coast. Down the south coast, from our report last week, it has been absolutely beautiful. Every spot you could think of, from Hibberdeen to Port Edward, you were getting fish. There were shad, there were garrick, there were sharks, there were bronze bream, there were kingfish. Guys, you could, according to our reporters, you could even throw your slops into the water and you'd get a fish. That's how brilliant the fishing was until Tuesday. And then everything down south went south. Guys, it was bad. The flooding, the rough seas, the rivers opening up, the water's brown. There's a lot of turning in the water. Check out this report from Adam.
Yep, this is Uvonga at the moment, guys. Uvonga Pier to be exact. Uvonga Lagoon, Uvonga Main Beach. And as you can see, the water is tumbling down the waterfall. And the color of the day is brown and gray. So gray skies and brown chocolate mud water. There's loads of debris coming down at the moment. It's coming through the mouth there. Obviously, all the stuff that's washed down from inland, just pushing into the sea. There's bundles of trees and grass and who knows what else is floating in there. But yeah, it's not too great. As you can see from the video, things are just not happening at the moment. There's some guys that did try a bit earlier trying to fish. Don't know what for, maybe a stump, nose, tree, I don't know. But definitely not looking great at this stage. It does look okay for the upcoming weekend. We'll get into the report later on, Vinesh, but it doesn't look great at the moment. Chocolate mud water, the water's just all over the show, huge swells, grey skies, and just not good, unfortunately, chaps.
So, guys, as the week progressed, things did not look any better. The water is still that muddy chocolate brown, but it has been settling. And there are certain areas you could still fish, but that's very few limited areas away from the rivers. So, the guys are targeting stumpies at the moment. No reports coming through since the storm. However, they have said that this weekend is looking here and there. We're crossing fingers, we're crossing toes, we're crossing thumbs, whatever we can to make sure we get some fishing down the south coast. It will settle, but it's going to take a few days and it's going to take a decent easterly wind. Unfortunately, this weekend, a west is coming through, and yeah, it's looking pretty dismal down the south coast. But we are anglers and we shall fish, so let's give it a go. Now, moving down to Hibberdeen, once again, it was fantastic. Stumpies, garrick, the sardine action from this past weekend all the way through to Monday. Monday, they did net sardines down the south coast. In fact, it was absolutely fantastic. The guys got fish in the morning and in the afternoon. The anglers were having a great time. Lots of garrick coming out. And then the storm came. So, guys, that did throw a spanner in the works. However, our reporter Gary did say that it's starting to look a little better and it's not all dismal. Within a few days from now, this being Thursday, a few days from now, it will get a lot better. Now let's move on into Durban, guys. Mike V, once again going on about the amount of fish that has been coming out in of our Durban beaches. In fact, the sardines even came out on Tuesday in Durban, and well, the storm came. But apart from that, the fishing was really good, guys. I mean, stampies, huge grunter off the surf. There were a good grunter in the harbor. By the way, we're going to talk about the harbor in a moment. But apart from that, the keelback has also come on the bite. Now, not a lot of keelback. The keelback has been odd ones here and there, but they have been getting some. But apart from that, the bottom fishing has been really quite fantastic. So a lot to brag about in Durban. However, once again, the terrible storm threw everything, threw all the toys out the cart. As for the harbor, guys, well, it is looking pretty bad, as you can see by these visuals. However, in saying that, when I chatted with Brad, the good thing is it's a lot of just trees and brush piles. Now, the beauty of that is going to get sucked out the harbor mouth. And that harbor mouth is like 300 meters out at sea. It's gonna get pushed away with the currents, and it's going to wash up on some beach. The good thing is there is not too much of plastic and rubbish in there, no more than the ordinary amount that's in our Durban Bay, but it didn't come in as bad as we thought. It's more just nature that's in the harbor, and that will get sucked out in a few days. And in fact, the guys were telling me Veggies Beach is looking quite clean because that's obviously protected by North Pier. So, guys, it is looking okay. Now, when I chatted with Jace is heading out on Friday and he's going out to look for the sardines. They are predicting the fish to be in Durban beaches this weekend. So, we might be in for a treat despite these terrible conditions that we've had. Now, moving up to the north coast of KZN. So your areas like Tongaat, Polito, Salt Rock, Tindy Manor, the water is still quite muddy. However, it is looking fairly decent for this weekend. There will be guys out fishing. There will be some decent conditions to fish in. However, this past week, not too many reports. Mainly prior to the storm, we've got reports of a lot of bream species, your bronze bream, stone bream. There's been some decent shad and a fair amount of garrick. And if you're looking for that inedible action, well, the deeper points were the areas that the guys were targeting, the odd gray shark and a few diamonds. Now, moving on to Richards Bay, Ali reported snook, kuta, and kingfish on your offshore side. However, in your harbor, good reports of some salmon. St. Lucia has seen some good activity with the snook, in fact, some very nice sized snook out of St. Lucia, as well as the odd kuta. Now, let's move on to the freshwater side. The weather conditions up at the Midlands has been really good. In fact, it seems as though they're still waiting for a proper winter to kick in. And as you can see by these visuals, trout are in full bloom. Guys, Jan goes on with quite a detailed report on our online podcast where he is talking about an event that happened and all these magnificent fish that were coming out and what fly patterns they were working on. And apart from this trout, guys, bass at Albert Falls is still on fire at the moment. Fish between 2 kilos, 3 kilos, 4 kilos, and some even reporting 5 kilo bass is still biting. However, Midma, not too many reports are coming out of there, so we're still waiting to see what's going on with Midma. I'm sure if bass are coming out at Albert Falls, we're certainly going to get some at Midma. Maybe the guys are just holding their cards close to their chest. So, guys, all in all, KZN over this past week, it was fireworks and then it just, well, the storm. The storm, tornado, and flooding and dirty water, but it's all settling. Thank goodness it all happened at the start of the week to kick off a fairly decent weekend. There will be sardine activity, that I can almost guarantee. And apart from that, we will go fishing. So, looks like there were fish around. The water is dirty, but it will clear up, it will settle. Just fish away from the rivers, you should be fine. And get out there and get those rods bending. Guys, that's it for this week's show. We will be back next week with much more reports. If you want a detailed report of this highlights of KZN, make sure to check out our podcast on any of your favorite podcast channels. And of course, do not forget that Kingfisher sale that's going on this weekend. And if you see our new angler ride out on the road, make sure to give us a house at. Until next week, guys, always keep that fishing area tidy. Respect your bag limits and fish for the future.